Hey everyone, in this set of lecture notes, we are going to be talking about number rules. Specifically, we're going to discuss 7 different number rules that will seek to instruct us how to correctly use numbers in our writing. So the first number rule suggests that we should spell out numbers 1 through 9 and then use numerals thereafter until 1 million is reached. So to give you a visual of what that looks like, again, this part of the slide says 1 through 9 we're actually going to spell out. In numbers 10 all the way up to 999,999, we're going to use numerals. And then after 1 million, we will spell out those numbers. Number rule 2 states that we should spell out numbers at the beginning of a sentence. So, if you have to use a number at the start of your sentence, you need to spell out that number. If you don't want to spell out the number, the best thing for you to do is to revise your sentence so that the number isn't at the start. But it is okay to use numbers at the start of a sentence if you spell it out. So my examples on the slide show you the correct version and an incorrect version. So again, both sentences start with a number. The correct version shows you that the number is spelled out at the beginning. 23 people were interviewed, versus using the numeral 23 people were interviewed. So again, if you're using numbers at the start of a sentence, you need to spell them out. Rule number 3 states that we need to hyphenate all compound numbers, so numbers 21 through 99, and we should hyphenate all written fractions. Again, I have 2 examples for you, and both examples demonstrate those rules. The first example says, 43 students signed up for AP English. You'll notice that because this number is at the start of the sentence, it's spelled out, and because it's spelled out, we have the hyphen. The next example says, the dog ate over 2/3 of the pumpkin pie. Again, I have written out fraction, and so I need to hyphenate that number. Rule number 4 is probably one that you learned in math class, but rule number 4 states that in figures of 4 or more digits, we need to use those commas. Again, I've given you 2 examples. Both of these examples are figures of 4 or more numbers, and so we've used those commas correctly. Rule number 5 states that it is not necessary to use the dollar sign when writing sums of money less than $1. So as you can see in my examples, I have a sentence that's about a sum of money that's less than $1. It says he had 60 cents. So, like the rule states, it's not advised to write it using that dollar sign. Instead, there is a better and a best way to write that sum of money. We could write it by spelling out that number, he had 60 cents, or you could even use the numeral to demonstrate he has 60 cents. In rule number 6, it's suggested that when we express large numbers, the simplest way is the best way. So again, I've given you a not advised version, which is actually spelling out that large number, 2,500,000. But I've also given you a better and a best way. A better way would to actually be to use those numerals, or the best way suggests that you can use a combination between the numerals and the spelling, 2.5 million. Okay, again, when expressing those large numbers, the simplest way is the best way. It just makes it easier for our audience to read our sentences effectively. And our last number rule suggests that numerals should be used to express the following. Okay, so we're going to use numerals to express percentages. We'll use numerals to express identification numbers, such as fire code numbers, zip codes, highway numbers, even social security numbers or phone numbers. We should use the numerals to demonstrate the forms of measurements, so like inches, feet, miles per hour. And we should use numerals when expressing dates and times. Okay, I've shown you that in each of the examples listed. She passed her test with 90%. Again, I'm listing a percent, so I've used the numerals. Next, he lived near Highway 210. Again, I'm expressing an identification number, so I've used the numerals. Next, she was driving 76 miles per hour. Again, I'm expressing a form of measurement, so it's okay for me to use the numeral. And lastly, my birthday is October 19th. Because I'm expressing a date, it's okay for me to use the numeral here as well. So now that we've taken notes on our 7 different number rules, here are your next steps. I'd like for you to take out your sentence correction sheet. We are on set 5 and 6. I'd like you to correct sentence 1 and 2 under set 6, and then make sure you continue working on our set 5 and 6 assignment on no red ink. If you have any questions about anything that I've talked to you about in this video, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks for watching, everyone.